How's it going, everyone? And welcome to day 7 of Davinci Fusion. Today I've got a really awesome one for you. And I know there's been so many videos made on it already, and that's the magic mask effect. It's such a great tool and such a feature in Davinci. And I know I'm really sorry, but this only applies to the people who have Davinci Studio. I recently did pay for it, and it's definitely worth the money if you're going to take your video editing seriously, because there's just so many more features, especially when it comes to the color grading capabilities of it. And not just that, actually, there's things like subtitles, which listens to what you're saying, makes into subtitles, tracking. So if you're cutting something from landscape to portrait, all these things just save you so much time. And that's really what the studio version does. It seems like it just saves you a lot of time, like with the magic mask effect. Obviously, if you used to do this like just with your hand and like going through every frame and cutting yourself out, which you used to have to do in other softwares or back in the day before Magic Mask was invented, it takes a long time. I've done it a couple of times, and also it doesn't come out very good, whereas Magic Mask actually does an incredible job. And the thing is as well with Magic Mask is it does an incredible job in Fusion, especially. A lot of other videos I saw or tutorials when I was learning how to use it were doing it in the color page, and that's great, especially if we're going to do color grading, like pull a subject out just to color grade that person, or change the color of them or something like that. But if you actually want to embed it on your timeline, put things underneath, it takes a lot longer than the Magic Mask in the color tab, but it's far more refined and far more detailed. But as I mentioned, you're better off to do this and then drag it back to your timeline, use effects such as cool transitions or something like that. You're better off to do it in the Fusion page, and it's super easy to do in the Fusion page. I'm just going to run through how I did it for this video I just made for Instagram, and you can see how awesome it really is. So let's jump into Fusion. So this is the clip I cut out, and I just basically cut me from the back to put text behind it. So let's jump into this now, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this layer so I can have the background afterwards, once it's been taken out of the Magic Mask one. So we're going to go into this and then open in Fusion page, and there we go. It's right there. And all you do is then just find the effect, or hold Shift and Space, bring this section up here, Magic Mask, add that, and it's put at the end, which you don't want to do, so I'm going to hold Shift to detach from that and hold Shift to place it on that timeline there. And what I'm going to do now is on the add section, I'm going to just add all the bits I want to keep in. So basically it's that simple, but it's cut my face out, so it probably looks better. So I'm just going to add that back in, and that looks great. And now here on the options, what we want to do is go to better. And as you can see what's done to the hood there, it's actually really amazing how it actually manages to, let's try and zoom in a bit, how it manages to keep all these fine little hairs on the hood. It's phenomenal, really. Like, it is amazing. And you can also refine that a tiny bit more with this little toggle here. But you can see what's trying to bring in there. So you want to be careful with this. I actually think it's done a great job. The only thing I'm going to do is subtract, because I did find that when I was doing it before, it started adding stuff in. So I'm actually going to do this just to get rid of anything that could potentially be around, but that might be a bit unnecessary. And you could argue that this is quite easy for the Magic Mask to do, because I'm not really moving very much. But I think the fact that it's managed to refine those little hairs is just, it still boggles my mind. So what I'm going to press now is this little button here, track forward and back. And as you can see, it is tracking it. As I mentioned though, this does take a lot more time than the color tab. So I'm just going to fast forward now to go through the process. All right, so there you go. It's basically rendered all that out now. And you can see it has just done such an amazing job, especially around the hood. So now if I jump back onto my timeline, put the background in, oh look, I can see it's actually just cut out that little bit down there. I didn't notice that before. So I could run back through and put that back in, but I wouldn't probably put anything that low anyway. I mean, it depends what you're going to do with it, right? As I said, what I can easily do now as well is just put some like text in, and so you can put like text behind now. I'll pretty much always use this version, as I mentioned, unless I was going to be color grading, and then you can use the color grade tab to color grade a certain subject in that part. But if I was going to be doing effects and stuff, I'd much rather do it inside the Fusion version. So there you go, super simple, super straightforward, and hopefully that's convinced you to buy the studio version. So thanks a lot, guys. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.